Give you a tour of the San Juan area, San Juan Creek, San Juan Trail. This is an area where I come out and ride my mountain bike. Not as often as I'd like, but it's about an hour drive from my house to get out here. It starts basically down here in the San Juan Creek, and we'll climb up the hill about 2,800 feet in a short 6 miles, and then we'll turn around, we'll come back down. And throughout that climb we'll see various geologic features that are pretty prevalent throughout this mountain range in the Cleveland National Forest, and we'll have some fun. The San Juan region, San Juan Creek, was basically, this area was created through a couple of fault zones. As you know, Southern California is very active in earthquakes, and we have the Cristianitos Fault that runs through here, as well as the Mission Viejo Fault. They kind of run parallel to each other, and the San Andreas Fault is just on the other side of the hill. As a crow flies, maybe about 20 miles from here. So pretty active faulting going on here, pretty active region, creating pretty steep mountain sides, basically through folding and some as well as some volcanic type activity over the past several million years has created these big, beautiful mountain ranges. A lot of sedimentary rock through here, so there's going to be a lot of erosion throughout the ride. Basically creates a big alluvial sediment areas kind of down in the low-lying areas throughout the Orange County area. So just a lot of sedimentary base and decomposed granite through here. But there's some really neat features on the trail. I think it'll be fun, and I'm gonna suit up and we're gonna go for a ride. All right, so we're at the first stop. I just wanted to show you kind of some of the composition of the soil here. As you can see, just a lot of just loose soil, kind of some dirt, some small pebbles, stuff like that in it. You'll find a couple rocks dry here, but a lot of it is still just a lot of sedimentary, erosional type soil over the last couple million years, just through the high amounts of water that we've gotten here, like, you know, the previous ice age and stuff like that. We just got a lot of water throughout here, which accelerated a lot of the erosional factors here. So, and then with sedimentary rock, it just breaks down fairly easily through that. And I just want to show you the San Juan Creek through various sets of watersheds. It just works its way down through here, kind of cutting its way down through the mountains, and eventually it will let off down at Doheny State Beach. So we'll keep climbing. Here we got a good example of mass movement, kind of on the other hillside here. You can see pretty defined along the ridge tops there. You can see the scarp along the sides of the ridge there, and you can kind of follow it down, and that movement, that mass movement, you can follow it all the way down. Almost looks like a trail there, but you can see where the whole hillside kind of just shifted downwards. It just slid a little bit downwards through the force of gravity. Probably during some of the heavy rain years, maybe a lot of water got into the soil, increasing the mass, and created that just to be a little bit heavier, and also it broke that friction in the soil and allowed it to slip down. Another good example of some mass movement is right there, that kind of bald spot there on that far hillside. I know on the GoPro it's a little hard to see, but some pretty neat examples that I would have never really paid attention to prior to this class. All right, I wanted to stop here, just show you how the topography kind of changes a little bit. Well, I suppose it's still very steep, but the geology is actually what changes a little bit here. We go from sedimentary rock a little bit further down below, and now we have this igneous granite type rock that's kind of pushing through here. But just through weathering, you can see how, you know, the joints and cracks and fractures kind of going through the rock. It's all just weathering away, breaking down. That's what actually makes this a really nice decomposed granite down here on the trail, which, by the way, in California is practically gold. It sells for about $45 a yard at the at the landscape store. So should pick up a couple shovels, maybe get some gas money out of it, I don't know. Okay, so here's a pretty good example of the erosion process here. We've had a lot of heavy rains this season, and I think this is new. I don't remember seeing this. I caught it on my last ride, but the rides before that I don't really remember seeing it. But you can see here how water just moved through here and just eroded away that top layer of soil, leaving behind the exposed rock. Another good example of mass movement behind me here. You can see the whole hillside there just sheared away and just tumbled on down, kind of worked its way down into the canyon there. Luckily our trail isn't there, it cuts just before that. We're going to continue off to the left here. Okay, I made it to the spot that I actually maybe want to do this trail as part of my geology project. I've actually never heard of the term onion layering for weathering until I saw your video on onion layering out in New Zealand. And I just thought that was just really fascinating, actually. So the last time that I came up here just to kind of take pictures and work my way up through the trail, I noticed this piece of granite here with, as you can see here, some onion layering going on, you know, around that big piece of rock here. So I just thought that was really neat, something that, again, I would have never paid attention to, but part of the weathering process of this trail and of these rocks out here. Again, a fine example of time and geology. Here's the other example of onion layering. It's actually this rock here. You can see the onion layering, weathering going on around this rock, and it's just kind of working its way down the rock. It's pretty cool to think that eventually all this will erode away and this big rock will fall down the hill. You can see it's already kind of tilting in, and eventually when the weathering or the onion layering of this rock erodes away, this rock will take advantage of gravity and will someday end up down there. Hey Jerry, thanks for joining me. We're at the top. This is Cocktail Rock right here. If I was smart, I would have brought a beer to drink up here, but I didn't bring one. And I'm just glad I just picked the hottest day of the year to show you this trail. I've never wished so bad I would have just shown you the sedimentary layers of the Pacific Ocean. But as you can see here, just a lot of folding throughout the crust, creates these big mountains throughout the Cleveland National Forest. Just a lot of different features through here that just show a lot of movement. Again, with all the faults that kind of run through here. A lot of earthquake activity. All right, here comes the fun part. It's downhill from here on out, back down to the truck. That was a lot of climbing. We did about 2,800 feet, about 6 miles. And I'm tired. But as you can see, it's beautiful out here, worth the climb. A clear day, you can see Catalina Island. But not today, just because you got a debris layer out there. But you know, for Orange County, you can see that there's still parts of California that are you know, fairly isolated. I haven't seen anybody on the whole ride today, so and I doubt there's going to be anybody on the trail on the way back down, just because it's so hot already. Anyways, I had fun, but I'm going to have a lot more fun enjoying this geology on the way down.